Hello everyone, it is Demo Donna here, and I'm excited to play with the planter friends tonight. And yeah, I am going to do two cards, one using the planter friends stamps and dies, and one using the greenhouse. So I'm really excited. Thank you guys all for joining me. If you're joining me live or if you're watching the replay, I really appreciate it. Ask questions. I will do my best to comment either now during the live or when I go back and see everything. Hello, Maria. Thanks for joining me. I hope you guys are all enjoying this last week of February. It went way too fast. It's crazy. This year is already flying by. And it's February. Hey, Lori. Hey, Karen. Well, thanks for hanging out with me tonight, you guys. And let's get to our card. I'm trying to talk over my very loud husband talking in the background. Maybe I'll whistle at him. Hope that wasn't in anyone's ear. Gosh, you consistently do a live, and yet they still try to take over. All right. Let's get started. Let's have some fun. I'm looking forward to tonight. So I noticed that someone commented on Michelle's release video regarding this stamp set, and they asked, hey, I really love this stamp and die set, but I want to know if you have any tricks for removing the faces. I mean, first and foremost, they're so adorable. I hope you guys have checked out the new release, but I am going to show you guys a trick tonight. I am going to be using 3 of these planter friends, but I am using them as just plants. So it's good to have options, right? It's good to know what you can do with your stamps and how you can kind of tweak it a little bit if you're in a different mood, feeling a different vibe. So what I'm going to do first is I kind of took a look at these and the dies, and I tried to see which stamp images had the plants sticking outside of the actual planter where I could just cut them off. So these were the 3 I came up with. The cute little giraffe. I think that's a penguin. It looks like a penguin. And the little kitty cat. So those are the 3 that we are using. So I did go ahead and stamp them out. So here are my 3 stamped images. They're just so adorable. You would tape over their face, LOL. I know that's actually what Michelle suggested, to just use a little washi tape and tape over their face. That is definitely a good option, but I'm going to show you something different. So here are my 3 guys, and I went ahead and I stamped them out using the Park, which is a really great, especially for greenery. Even if you're going to go with some darker shades when you color them, this is a really nice base. So I stamped these out in the Park, and then I die cut them. And I just went ahead and did that before, since, you don't want to watch me die cut. All right, so let me set those guys aside. Next, what I did is I'm like, I'm going to be playing with some paper packs tonight. So I pulled out, I'm dropping all of them. I pulled out the Fun Basic Pattern papers, and there's this really fun orange one and kind of more of a terracotta stripe. And here is 2 samples of those. So here's the terracotta and here's the orange. So I used those 2 as well as from the new Distress Tone. So I'm going to be using that in both of my cards tonight. And I use the orange as well. So we're kind of going with an orange and green theme. So I've got my cute little guys stamped out. And then I went ahead and die cut my little planters. So these are now just my solid planters. And what we're going to do next is take our scissors. Good thing they're here. I didn't even check. I'm going to take my little scissors, and I am going to chop this guy off. So now it's just going to be a big pot. I'm actually going to leave those as is. This is the only one I'm cutting. And then I am going to, I think we're going to color these first. So I am going to move these guys up and these guys down. And we are just going to be doing a little bit of coloring. I am using the fabulous water gems. Let me scoot this down so you could see my water gems. And I am taking the Sunny. And since it's just a little bit, I'm just going to be using my lids. The Caribbean and Emerald. So those are the 3 color water gems I'm using. Hey, Katrina! Thanks for joining me tonight. Hey, who out there got this set? Have you played with it yet? Is it still sitting in the box, just waiting for a little love from you? I'd love to know, because mine was. Actually, I used these probably the first week that I got them, and I stamped this guy on all of my class envelopes that I shipped out to some of my fabulous students, which are here tonight watching me live. So thanks for joining me. Okay, so when I watercolor, I'm also using these are called the Easy Flow water brushes, and this is the smallest. So the pack contains all of these guys, and the brush size changes. So from nice and fine to a big bristle brush. Great for backgrounds. So I am just simply going to go into my green. I didn't even bring in a paper towel. I use my hand. It's brilliant, right? When you don't have a paper towel, just use what you have. And I know you guys have heard me say this 1,000 times. The other lovely ladies that demo here at Pink and Maine are incredible blenders and colorers. I'm sure it's called something else. Copic experts. And I'm just a dabbler. So I would never be able to go on and give a live on my coloring skills because it's more of a kindergarten level. And that is where I really shine. Any kinder skills, craft-wise, drawing a stick figure, cutting a straight line, you know, that's why stamps are my friends. Okay, so I am just simply taking this beautiful emerald green. I think I'm gonna add, I did this last time. I really don't want that dark one in there. Ooh, that's a lot of yellow. That's a lot of sunny sun. Okay, we are gonna go back to this guy. This little guy is so cute. I'm gonna hold these up so you guys can see. These are just tiny little leaves. Cute. And I'm gonna add, I think I'm gonna add a little blue to this succulent. So make that a little darker. Just like so. And just like layering and card making, I am really excited that some of my students afraid of coloring have just dove right in and started to experiment. So I appreciate that. Just start doing it. Take your stamp set and go sit on the kitchen table and play around. It's a lot of fun. So here is one little guy. I think I need to go a little darker. Let's go a little darker with that blue. Succulents is definitely not something that I can figure out how to grow here in Minnesota. When I was in California, succulents were my thing. I would give people succulent planters. I would grow them in my backyard and then cut them, replant them, make little dish gardens. It was a blast. Now in Minnesota, not so much, but I have mastered the houseplant. And I do want to tell you guys that the new stamp set houseplant, I happen to have 2 of them in a basket that looks just like the stamp set. and it blows my mind. I'm like so excited that I feel like it was made just for me. And I'm going to share the photo. I took a photo of it. So I'm going to share that photo tonight. I'll post it on my Demo Donna Design Studio Facebook group so you guys can all see. And you know I'm not crazy because it literally is my exact planter. And I don't know who designed the stamp, but they must have seen my houseplant. Okay, I think we are done. I didn't go super dark, but let me hold these little beauties up for you. Super cute. And maybe you have figured this out now. We are going to be using these guys as our vases. So I am going to cut our adorable little faces off. And I am just going to do just like that. So this guy's going to go here. And this guy is going to go here. Kind of trim. I mean, this, I wouldn't even really call this fussy cutting. I would say you're pretty much cutting a straight line. That guy is gonna go there. We'll say goodbye to these adorable little faces. And then I'm gonna go in. So because I am cutting the little ears out, I'm just gonna do a little wavy. Cut these little planters out. There we go. Yeah, so for some reason in California, I could not keep houseplants alive. Whoops. But here in Minnesota, houseplants, yes, succulents, no. Okay, I know Florida is perfect for succulents. So here are my plants, you guys. No faces. And now we are going to take our fun little, we are going to grab this guy here. And I think, do I want to pop any of them up? I think I'm going to keep them flat and I'm going to pop up this whole page. That's what we're going to do. All right, I am going to take, I think this is going to be my layout. So this guy's going to go in the middle. And again, this isn't going to work for all of your planters, but I was excited that at least 3 of them, it was a go. All right, so we have this fun one. I'm going to go right there, that really fun, tall guy. And you go right there. There we go. Sorry for my whistle in the beginning. I hope that didn't blow anyone's eardrums. Okay, plant number 1. Isn't that super cute and easy? And just think of all the fun, different kind of papers that you have. You can do like blues. You can do a whole little rainbow of different pots. That would be really cute too. I love it. Okay, with this guy here, I am gonna add some, this is called braiding cord. So I was originally thinking my twine, but my twine is so thick. So I have this braiding cord. This is something that you would find anywhere, really. If you just Google, go into your Zon or head on over to one of your craft stores. And this braiding cord is nice and thin. So I'm just going to use that as an accent on some of my planters here. And I'm going to take my Easy Tear tape, which I love so much, and peel off a couple little pieces. Flip this guy over. There we go. And I use my fingernail tool to really push that in. And I kind of frayed these ends a little bit. So I just kind of frayed them a little bit so they definitely stick down. And I'm gonna stick one there. And again, I am taking my fingernail tool and just jamming it into my Easy Tear tape and pulling that around. And again, you could do your colored twines with these. Pink and Maine has adorable colored twines. I was trying to stay a little bit more neutral since I've got different colors for my pots. And you know, I think I was gonna pop this guy up, but then my little plant is gonna stay behind, so we're just gonna stick them on. And usually when I'm applying any sort of ribbon, I double tape it. So I tape it down on when I'm adhering it, and then I tape over it. So I'm now taking more Easy Tear tape and going over that as well. So give that a good squish. And now I know that's nice and secure. You got to make sure your planters are ready for like heavy rains or winds, any weather coming your way. Or, you know, traveling. You don't want to lose your beautiful little. Ooh, and you know what would be super cute too? I'm not going to do it with this one, but just another great idea is you could make these, you know, hangers. So that would be fun too. Using like your thin cord is you can make all of your little plants hangers by doing this fun little idea. So I'm going to take this guy now and I'm going to go right about there. I went over a little bit more than I wanted to, but that's okay. All right, and we are going to use, I colored one earlier, which is darker, and I think I might use that one. Ooh, or maybe should I double up? I might double up. So you guys know I like to play before I go live and get a feel for my layout and how it's going to do. And you know, sometimes it works. Ooh, yeah, I like that going over the edge a little bit. I mean, I did feel like this needed a little bit more leaves, so having 2 layers works for me. Now you got a little bit more volume too. So there is 2 planters now. Hey, Danny, thanks for joining me. And Misty, can't do Facebook, but do on YouTube. Like, oh, am I? Okay, yeah, I am on Facebook. You freaked me out a little bit. Okay, so here are 2 plants. We have 1 more to go. And it's this really cool stripe, like darker terracotta vibe. And I think I'm going to pop this one up. So I'm just going to take my leaves here and just layer them right on top. And then I'm going to add a little double-sided foam. There we go. Oh, good. I'm like, is it going to fit? Did I cut it too big? That'll work. There we are. And I'm just going to place that guy right here. All right, there are our cute 3 pots with our plants. Isn't that fun? I am now going to take, I just did a tiny little bow. So I kind of have this little leaf right here. So I am now just going to do a little bow on that terracotta planter. And I just tied it very old school. And for those of you that don't like tying bows, another thing you could always do is just do a single one. So you could take this. Let me show you what I'm saying, because doing a single one doesn't make sense. You could just take 1 loop and you can tie it like so. There we go. And you can do like that little accent piece as well. Ooh, like it was like a hanger, no longer hanging, sitting on the ground. Okay, but I am using my bow. I'm using my beautiful little bow. All right, I'm going to take my little glue here which means it's going to take a little longer to dry. But I'm going to stick that right there. And I'm going to jam it in there. I should have done some easy tear tape because now that's going to need a real good few minutes to dry. So I'll have to remind myself not to touch that. Meanwhile, we will work on the rest of our card. So I'm doing an A2 card base, and I'm going to layer it with that beautiful paper from I think it's called the pattern paper. I do like to get these right. Here we go. Yes. So this paper is from the Fun Basics pattern paper. And like I said, I want to pop this up as well. So I'm going to take a couple strips of the foam, and while I'm doing this, I think I'm going to do like 3 of them. So here is 1, there is 2, and then I'll do 1 more. There we go. My little roll is getting so little. Remember when it was just like massive? I actually hang it on a nail right behind me. So it's always handy. I can always grab it. So very easy to store. When I first received it, I was like, oh my goodness, this is so huge. It's not going to fit in the drawer with my adhesives. So it found a new home. And having it out all the time reminds me to use it. Okay, am I crooked? All right, so I've got my layers. Next, I'm going to take these guys, but I don't want to flip it over. So I am just going to, maybe I'm just going to kind of, maybe I will flip it over. Oh gosh, my poor little bow. It's like, what were you thinking? Why did you put me on before gluing me? I mean, your cards talk to you guys too, right? All right. There we go. Hover, hover, hover. And I can use these lines as a guide. Place that down. And it's kind of fun. My cardstock that I'm using is like 60 weight. So, well, you can't really see the stripes. You can kind of see the stripes, but maybe that's because it was on my light board. But here is our card so far. Our faceless planters. And last but not least, we are going to add a little hello. And I am using that from, which one? Oh, here it is. This is the Fun Sentiment Banner set number 3. There are 3 fabulous ones of these, and I'm using 2 of them tonight. And these are great. Check them out if you haven't. There is a lot you can do with these. So you can obviously layer. Each one of them comes with a backing that's the exact size. You can use your stamp sayings in them as well. So I was also considering using some of the stamp sayings that come in the stamp set, which are super cute. I think like hello friend, sending cheer, you are in my thoughts. Really fun. Oh my goodness, these bees are adorable as well. They're so cute. And the little bee thing. Okay, focus, Donna, focus. Okay, so you can also stamp on them, like I was saying. You can use them solo. So I'm going to use this guy because I don't really need the backing because it's on white paper. I did want to note, like, the exclamation is kind of small. So if you want your dot under your exclamation to be a little larger, I just take my piercing tool and just kind of roll it around with my finger and back and kind of open it up a little bit more. They're kind of small. I mean, it's not really that noticeable, but if you want it a little larger, that's an easy way to do it. Or you could put a gem on it. All right, so we are going to add a little adhesive. If I wanted to pop this up, I would put a backing on it and then add my dimension. So we're going to do our little hello. I think I need more glue. Oh, there we go. This guy's almost dry. Last but not least, we are going to take some of these super cute green gems. I love them. I'm excited to see what color comes next. I actually think I know. I said that and I'm like, wait, I've already seen them. But you guys are going to be excited. I'm excited. Next month's release is very fun. It's going to blow your mind. I think that will do it. Maybe we'll do, no, I think that's it. I'm just going to do my 3 little gems. I might do a little orange. I might do a little orange one down here. These teeny tiny ones are so cute. All right. There we go. Card number 1. Thank you for the idea, human who asked the question, can you use these adorable stamps without faces? There you go. There's an idea on how to do it. Okay, card number 2. I am using a die set that I've already used. I've taught a fabulous class using, and that is the greenhouse pop-up. So tonight I am just using one plant from this, and I do want to show you how great these look. So I have like 3 different versions. So I will show you the class I taught, which was last night, and hello to all of my students out there. Thanks for a good time. We had a blast. And this was our card. So we added some adorable little peachy butterflies and some really pretty peach glitter. So that is another option for using your fabulous banners, is adding glitter in the back. And then this is the one I did during the live. So very fun. And then I did, oops, this one as well. So just kind of a different take on the color palette, showing a really fun and vibrant color palette, something a little different than your traditional greens. And I don't know, I feel like that one's kind of my favorite. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is find all my leaves that I've hidden down here. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I cut out so there are 3 layers in this die set. There is the background, which is this solid piece, and there's this center layer, and then there is the face of the greenhouse. So I cut out this center layer, which has this planter on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out this, and I'm going to cut out this guy. One more little spot here. There we go. And then for my actual planter, it doesn't go all the way to the base. So I'm going to kind of cut it below the base. So that is going to be what we are working with for this next card. And the first thing I'm going to do is glue on the fabulous little leaves and my planter. I might do my planter last because I'm not sure. I cut out a few different colors, so I'm not really sure which one I would like to use yet. But we have, I'm showing you the paper that I used. And the paper pack that I used for this card is from the Distress Tones. So I'm going to be using tonight this light gray, the green, and then I may or may not use the orange. That was one of the color options for my pot. All right, I love the color one too, Katrina. Like, isn't it fun? Okay. Next, I'm going to take my glue, which I sat out. And like I was telling my students last night, this, I believe this is maybe, which just shows you this is not a difficult die set to use, but matching up these 7 leaves to this plant is probably the most difficult part of this whole set. So you just want to make sure, you know, like I said last night, is kind of make sure it fits first, then you glue it on. Also, something to mention, hey, if you glue the wrong one on, they're plants. It's going to be all right. No one's going to notice. So there is my second one. My third one. There we go. I'm giving it a little extra pressure because these papers are like a satin finish. So they're not like super glossy, but they're not like matte when you're gluing cardstock to cardstock. So all of their beautiful pattern papers take a little extra love when you're using your wet adhesives. They remind me, slow down, glue it on. All right. There we go. And 2 more to go. I did lay these out in the order that they go onto the plant, so you didn't have to watch me trying to figure it out. You know, I know sometimes this part, the going over and over again, it's good to just get it out of the way. Okay, last but not least, and I figured, I'm like, I think I cut out. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to grab, since I accidentally cut out a piece of this, I am just going to grab a little piece and I'll layer it on. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I cut out a piece of this plant that I still need. So I'm going to go ahead and, this part I don't need. Glue this on and I'll layer it with that green. So when we layer it onto our cardstock, it's not the only little one that's transparent. Okay, that guy goes there. And you know, you can have some shadowing here with that green in the background. It doesn't have to be totally perfect. And this is that little one right here that I cut out and didn't cover. And we are just gonna slip that on there. There we go. And if anything's sticking over, no, it looks fine. Okay, a little bit. I have to trim a little bit off. All right. Okay, so here are my lovely leaves. I do not have this plant at my house. I do have this. I have 2 of these in giant white woven like baskets. So again, I am going to post the photo because I promise you, whoever designed this must have seen my living room because I have this exact plant and I can't wait to use it. I know Caitlin and I think Lily, almost said Lily, Libby did too. So I was like, I can't use that same plant. For the 3rd demo, I need to do something different. Okay, so for my base, I am going to use, so I was thinking of doing some watercolor, and then I'm like, oh, we can just skip that because these have that fabulous watercolor look. So I went ahead and cut out the gray, and I am using this fabulous die set, and this is one of the newer ones. This is the Stitched Oblong Oval dies. And the gray is the 2nd to largest and the black is the largest. And I wanted to go ahead and I didn't want to glue it totally centered. So I'm going to glue it a little off to the side. So I'm going to go just like that. To create like a frame. And I am going to pop this up as well using our fabulous foam. And I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. There we go. All right, and I am thinking we are going to set that down there. And I did create a shaped card with this using So look at how fun these dies are. And these are planters from this die set as well. So just to show you, you can obviously do the 3D die, but just know there's a lot more use to go. It's not just a one-trick pony. No, no, no. Okay, we are now going to stick our little plant on. And I think I want to raise this plant as well, so there's a little shadowing. But first, I have to decide what color planter I want. So there's the black, which is nice and strong. Oh, I think I kind of like the black. I don't like the green. It gets a little washed out. Let's see the orange. Well, you know what I could do is I could do both. I could do orange and black. I think we're going to do that. Might as well. It's cut out. Okay, so let's add a little adhesive here. We might even do like a shadow effect. So I am sticking that on a little to the side. And then I'm going to take the black one and I'm going to put it more on the other side. Pardon me. Yeah, we're going to do a little orange shadowing. I mean, it looks totally dark with the black one, but you could see that little orange shadow. Okay, I'm going to pop this up. We're going to pop it up. Something super fun. Add a little foam here. And I am actually going to take just a couple of these. So I'm just making little squares. So we'll pop that guy. And who else is big enough? And just one more for safe measures. We will go right there. Oh, and I kind of think, should we do a little bit more twine? I kind of think it needs it. I think we need to get our little braided cord again and do a little design, which means just a straight line. And remember, like the first one, I kind of frayed the end a little bit just so it sticks better to the adhesive. So I'm going to fray both of the ends. There we go. And I'm going to turn that around. And it's going to be stuck on my phone because I thought of this idea after. So we are going to go here. Wrap it under that leaf. And then we are going to go here. So I hope you guys learned some fun and different things tonight. Ooh, and I actually like that it's not totally straight. I'm going to add a little bit of that easy tear tape. Here we go. All right, take these guys off. And again, like I'm not putting adhesive under everything. I want it to be a little more free. We are gonna go right, woo, don't stick yet. I am using Thank You. And we wanna make sure we have room for everything. So glad I brought that guy into our picture here. So planter, plants, and I'm gonna pop just the ones down that have adhesive. And I can even go and lift the rest of these up a little bit for some more dimension. Okay, and again for my thank you, I'm going to open up my little exclamation dot a little bit more. So you can see before it is there, it's just a little small. So I'm just going to, I kind of put that in there and I just twirl it. I'm not stabbing my finger. And plus this actually isn't super sharp as I jam it through my finger. The blood, no, I'm kidding. Okay, and we are going to go thank you. Sometimes I spend way too much time crafting, and this is how you entertain yourself. You just keep talking, right? Okay, I'm gonna drop my thank you down. I think I'm gonna center it. And again, that paper is underneath is kind of a satin, so you do want to hold that down a little bit. And I'm going to use these guys. So this mix came in the Crafty Courtyard kit. I did not look to see if it goes up separately, but I am like 80% sure it does. And you guys need to check this mix out because it is so darn cute. I have all my little gluey fingers. This has flowers, greenery. Let me just pour it all over the place. I really went for it. There we go. But I love the greens. Great for our little planter here. And I am going to do 3 little dots down here, maybe 2 there, and 1 here. And I'm just going to scoop these guys up. That needs a bigger dot. There we go. None of my glue dots are big enough. There we go. It helps if they're upside down because then they actually stick in the glue. Okay, we have 2 more little cuties. And I want a different color. Where? I mean, I did pour out the half the container here. You'd think I'd be satisfied. There we go. But look at how adorable these flowers are. I'm not adding any to my, ooh, I don't know, maybe that guy does need to go there because it's peach. Okay, I'm adding them. I know, it's a problem. They're so cute. I love these little flowers. Raise your hand, class, if you got these in your Crafty Courtyard kit. They're so fun. I added them to my hanging planter as well. I might have gone a little overboard. Can't really tell that it's hanging, but they're just so fun. You can tell it's hanging. Okay, here we go, you guys. Here are our 2 cards. Something totally different. Oh, you got them, Karen? I love it. I love it. You're going to have fun with them. I expect to see these on all your cards because they are so fun and adorable. Definitely unique. And the color palette with this green is perfect for all your plants. So I hope you guys learned some fun tricks tonight. Got a little inspiration. I love all my new stampers out there that, you know, may see a stamp and die set and think, ooh, that's a lot of coloring. I don't know if I can do that. Yes, you can. Look at that. You saw how quickly I colored that. Not too overwhelming. And then, of course, with your dies, doesn't require any coloring. Well, actually, I take that back because I know Caitlin die cuts and colors these beautifully. So I rely on colored paper for that. So thank you guys again so much for joining me. I will see you again here next Wednesday, same time, same place. And then, like always, we have fabulous lives popping up throughout the week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. So thank you guys so much. Oh, I should come say goodbye to you. Bye, everybody. Have a fabulous evening. Woohoo, we made it to Wednesday.